If you want something you haven't got, you got to create a space for it. If it's in your own mind, you've got to let go of something. So what do we want to do to let go of? We want to let go of the image we've got for the one we're going to build. I'm going to be honest with you. When I started to do this, I tested it I thought, I wonder if this really worked. And I found out it really worked. So I went all out. You start out by writing the image that you want to hold. I'll tell you how I did it. I took various people that I really admired, and I took some of the qualities that I really admired in them, and I'd write them down. I wasn't going to be like them, but I was going to develop a couple of these qualities or habits. I read a book, How Showmanship Sells, and it was written by Elmer G. Letterman. He was one of America's best dressed men. He had 30 suits. I had one. This is when I first started. It was a heavy tweed suit. And I started to sell in the cleaning way back then, and it was a hot summer. That suit would scratch my legs. The cloth was so thick. I made up my mind if I ever got a new one, I was going to have it cleaned and burnt. I thought 30 suits. Now, at that time, there was a guy on television, Arthur Godfrey. He was very well known in television. And he had a talk show in the morning. And he would bring guests on to the talk show. He had a pitch man that would stand up and do commercials for him. His name was Tony Marvin. Tall, dark, good-looking guy. Well, one time, they were doing the show at the Sheraton 4 in Miami. Arthur Godfrey had like a Hawaiian shirt on, and he had bring singers on, all the top personalities. And Tony got up to do a commercial at a commercial break, and Tony was dressed. I mean, he looked like he walked out of Vogue magazine. And he said, Tony, how many suits you got? Tony says, about 60. And I thought, 60 suits, 30 suits. I had one. I made up my mind I was going to have 30 suits. Today, I have my shoes made in Italy. They're made for me. Artioli shoes. Artioli is one of the best shoemakers in the world. I built an image of myself being like this person for doing this, that person for doing that. When I was growing up, I was a young guy, it was during the Second World War. There was no men around, no fathers. But one guy did have a father. Donnie Miller's father was not well, so he couldn't go to the war. Donnie's dad had a heart attack. I would watch Donnie's dad walk up and down the street. He was always well dressed, and he had the calmest walk. I visualized myself walking like him. So when I built my self-image, I built it around certain things. Ray Stanford always had money. I told you earlier. I always have some money. I hardly ever use it because I really don't pay for very much. I get somebody in the company to order whatever I want. But you see, I never had any money. Ray always had a roll on him. He would have a roll like that in his pocket all the time. But you see, I started to do that before I had any money. My mind didn't know the difference. I knew intellectually the difference, and then shortly, I did different things. I watched different people. I saw how this person did this and somebody else did that. I read a lot. I literally did what some of these books suggest. I would follow it right to a T. You'll very rarely see me without a suit on. That's part of the paradigm. I don't care what anybody else does, how they dress. I'm always going to be dressed. Mentally made up my mind one time, I'd be at least, if I wasn't the best dressed, one of the best dressed people in the room. Why did I do that? I did that because I was changing how I saw me. How I saw me. I had never gone to school. I had no money. I had dumb jobs. And today, along with Sandy Gallagher, I have a company that operates all over the world.